After getting ourselves into contention at the Cornwall Open, we're back for the 2025 Quebec PGA Championship. The game's trending in the right direction, and with another chance to compete for a title, it's time to see if we can put all the pieces together and make a run for the trophy. Every swing, every decision, and every hole matters. Let's see if we can make a run when it counts the most.
Oh, what a putt, man.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're in Grande-Mare, Quebec at the Grande-Mare Golf Club for the 2025 Quebec PGA Championship. Now this video is going to be a little bit different. Matt's back in school, Roxanne has a regular job, so I wasn't able to recruit a cameraman for this event. I'm going to do my best to film it myself. I've got the GoPro kind of like clamped onto my pull cart. I'm just going to do the best I can with that. So be forewarned that the camera angles might be a little bit different. We're not going to have any zooms or anything. I'm going to do my best in the voiceover to really kind of walk you guys through and paint a better picture for you than the images are going to be able to do. Again, first time doing this, I'm going to see how it goes. I don't want this to get in the way of how I play, so if I find that it is kind of hindering my focus and everything, then I might just scrap the project and kind of walk you guys through the tournament a little more than normal. Anyways, this is our first round today is 2 days after the Cornwall Open, which went up on the channel last week. In the Cornwall Open, there was a lot of good, made a bunch of birdies, but there was also a lot of really sloppy mistakes. I'm trying to build off of the good from that event. I had a really good practice day yesterday, so I'm feeling relatively good going into this one. I unfortunately didn't get to play a practice round. There was a Pro-Am yesterday that I wasn't involved with. I expected to be able to get out and play at least 9 holes afterwards. Unfortunately, the pace of play was so slow that that was not a possibility. That's about it for now. I'm gonna go get warmed up and see y'all on the first tee. All right, so as mentioned, we are at the Grande-Mare Golf Club, which opened in 1910. It's a really cool course. There's parts of it that looks very kind of link style, others that are more tree lined and a little bit more parkland style. They've got very tricky and grainy greens. Really is the defense of the course because it's not that long of a course, coming in at right around 6,450 yards. So greens are tough. We typically will get a lot of swirling winds on this course as well, specifically on the back nine. The course is a par 70 as there are only 2 par 5s, one on the front, the first hole, and one on the back, the 14th hole. It's going to be imperative that you take advantage of those 2 scoring opportunities if you want to place well in this event. Now, to give you a bit of context as to how tough this course can play, we had our Quebec PGA Championship here last year, and in that 2-day event, only 1 player finished under par. So we are looking to build off of the performance at the Cornwall Open. There was a lot of good, made a bunch of birdies, but we are definitely looking to avoid making unnecessary and avoidable mistakes. If I can do that, I like my chances over the next couple of days. The game is coming around, and we're looking to take another step back towards playing the kind of golf that I have played in the past.
Ceci est le départ de 12h20 du club de golf Griffon des Sources, Monsieur James Colin Davis.
And here we go. A beautiful day here in Grande-Mare, Quebec, just north of Shawinigan. We are on the first hole, which is a par 5, plays 504 yards. Hit out through this tunnel here, go over a little bit of a gully, and then the hole does take a very slight turn to the right. Now, driver has been the problem club this year. The most prominent miss has been low pull hooks to the left. Just looking to get a nice solid swing here. Good contact. Hard to tell on this angle, but that did end up going just a little bit to the right, but I am very happy to see that. Just in the right rough, 202 yards in. It was tough to judge the wind at this moment, so I decided on 6-iron, thinking the wind might be a little bit into, but figured that the miss short of the green was better than the miss long. Now that was very well hit, right on line. It did come up just a little bit short of the green, but that's left us this very simple little pitch here, going back up the slope, just trying to pitch this up towards the front of the green, let it release up the slope. That was very well judged. That rolls up to within a couple of feet of the hole. And we have this short look at birdie here to get to 1 under par early in this tournament. We will tap that in. Good start. Let's build off of that. The second hole is a 370-yard par 4 that doglegs 90 degrees to the left. As you can see, the trees on the corner are quite tall, so you can't really go over them. I'm hitting a 6-iron here, trying to get a bit of a draw out of it, just trying to set myself up here. That was a good strike, pushed it out to the right a little bit. It did draw back in, but then took a massive kick and went right through the fairway. That was not the right club. As you can see, we have not had much rain here this summer. The course is playing quite firm. 187 yards left in here. That was a 7-iron that was on a very good line. And it's going to get up right to the front edge of the green, but fall back down the false front. We've not left ourselves in a bad spot here. Another little pitch with the lob wedge. Chip it up onto the green, let it release back to the flag. Another solid short game shot right there. Just a few feet here to clean up for par. 1 under par through 2 holes. Feeling good physically, feeling good mentally, and the swing feels like it has showed up. Now we are very early in this tournament, but you can see that at the moment we are 1 shot back in a tie for second as we go on to the third hole, which is a 418-yard par 4, dogleg slightly to the left. Just trying to take my drive down the right side of the fairway here. Another good swing right there. Really good ball flight. Have not seen enough of that this year. That's going to finish just in the right rough. This hole a little bit downwind right now. I've got 105 yards in. I'm going with lob wedge because I need speed to create spin. And this thing was all over the flagstick. Got it to come down steep enough and with enough spin out of the rough that it was able to stop very close to the hole. About 5 feet here, a little bit of right to left in it, but very simple putt. We put that one away. We are 2 under par through 3 holes. The fourth hole is a short par 4, 306 yards today. Technically drivable, but I don't like the bailout area to the left if I miss my drive. So I'm going to play this one a little bit safer, hitting 5-iron off the tee, and I'm going to trust my wedges in order to give myself a good look at birdie. Great strike there. Exact flight I was looking for on my line. We will be well set up to attack this hole with our second shot. 81 yards left. This my lob wedge pinned slightly at the back of the green here. This was right at it. And it takes 1 hop and hits the flagstick. Now I can't tell from where I am where it finished. It felt to me like that was one that was going to spin back quite a bit, and unfortunately it was. You can see where I'm going to fix my ball mark there, literally 1.5 feet in front of the hole, and where I will eventually mark my ball. Bit of a bad break there after hitting a good shot. We still do have a look at birdie though. This going downhill towards the back of the green, breaking a little bit from left to right. I'm expecting this one to be quite quick, and it ends up dying just short of the hole. Would have been nice to have had a better look at birdie given the quality of the wedge shot, but we will take the par. That keeps us at 2 under par through 4. The fifth hole is a short par 3 playing 134 yards today. Wind is slightly off the left and hurting a little bit. I'm hitting a pitching wedge here. I'm trying to flight it down a little bit. I don't want this to spin back as it does slope quite a bit from back to front. Good strike. Nice ball flight just right of the flagstick, asking for it to go and hoping it won't spin, and it does check up nicely but doesn't come back down the slope. So we've given ourselves another pretty good look at birdie here. This is about 15 feet going back up the hill, turning considerably from right to left. That falls in on the high side and gets us to 3 under par through 5. This is a great start. So only 5 holes into the tournament, but we are on top of the leaderboard, 2 ahead of those sitting in second, as we set up to hit our tee shot on the 6th hole, which is a dogleg left, par 4, 404 yards. I'm hitting 3-wood here, trying to take it down the right-hand side. Well hit. If anything, this was just a little bit further right than I wanted it, but that is the safe side. It ends up running through the fairway and into the rough, but it does leave me 137 yards downwind here. This is my gap wedge, trying to land it short and skip it up. I know that downwind out of the rough, this is not going to stop if I land it pin high. Lands short of the pin, skips up to the top level, spins up beautifully. That is another dart. The wedges are feeling very, very good today. We've given ourselves another very short, very makeable look at birdie. So just about 2 feet here, going slightly downhill with a tiny little bit of left to right in it. That's another birdie. 4 under par through 6 holes. On to the par 4 7th, which is a slight dogleg to the right. This one 359 yards, a little bit back into the wind at the moment, especially on the second shot. I've elected to hit hybrid here. Nice, safe club for me. It's still going to give me a wedge in. Good strike. Nice ball flight. Just faded on me a hair, but that is going to be absolutely fine. It will finish just in the right rough, but you can see I'm standing in the fairway. 109 yards into a back flag, back into the wind. I went sand wedge. That's a pretty hard sand wedge. Got to get it up through the wind, hoping for a tiny bit of a flyer, and that was judged beautifully. Again, we've given ourselves about 5 feet here for our 3rd birdie in a row. This going uphill, and I'm expecting it to turn slightly from left to right. Just slips out on the high side. I hit a great putt. Just a slight misread. It did not really turn to the right. It's a missed opportunity, but we're not going to get caught up by that. We are playing some great golf here. The 8th hole is a beautiful par 3, today playing 173 yards, going slightly uphill and back into the wind, pin on the left side of the green. I'm hitting a 7-iron here, trying to flight it down a little bit. Now, I didn't quite get all of this. It was on a great line, but I was just hoping it would clear that front bunker, and it looked like it had. I should be alright. We get up there, I can't find my ball until I look in the lip of the bunker, and there we go. So I called over a rules official because I wasn't sure if the ball was plugged in the lip of the bunker or not, and I wanted his opinion. So we go ahead and mark the ball. I will remove it so that he can inspect and see if the ball broke ground. Now, to me, this was very 50-50. I didn't really feel like I was going to get this ruling in my favor, but the official did judge that the ball had broken ground, so I can take relief 1 club length from my nearest point, and that is a huge help. Making bogey from that position would have been tough. There's my nearest spot. Take my drop. The ball is now live. Now we still don't have an easy up and down here. I've got to pitch this onto the green. Greens are firm. It's going to be hard to stop this anywhere close. I just want to make sure I don't do anything silly. I want to give myself a putt. So I pitch it on and let it release up past the hole. Not great proximity, but we do have a putt. Downhill, turning a little bit from left to right here.
Whoa, what a putt, man.
That is huge for momentum. What a par save. Way to take advantage of the good break. So we remain at 4 under through 8, heading on to the 9th hole, which is a 449 yard par 4. It's one pretty straight away. There's cross bunkers in the middle, like right in the middle of the hole. They're about 330 to reach. I don't think I'm going to get driver there, even though it's firm, but I'm going to put a nice aggressive swing on that. It is another good drive. That club is definitely feeling good today. So this went through the fairway but managed to avoid the bunkers. I have 129 yards left in. This is a gap wedge. Wind is off the right here. I start this a little right of the flag, expecting the wind to bring it back. Unfortunately, the wind never really touched it. We are going to be on the green, but right on the right edge. It's not phenomenal proximity, but it is still a good shot. Pin high here, going back across the green, this slightly downhill, breaking a little bit from left to right. And we missed that just on the right side of the hole, but another very solid putt. We'll tap that in to make the turn at 4 under par. We played some pretty solid golf right there. We just want that to continue for the back 9. So 3-shot lead as we make the turn, but there is still 27 holes to play. We got to keep our head down. We got to keep playing good golf. 10th hole is a 411 yard par 4 that doglegs to the right. Now this is a pretty uncomfortable tee shot for me, so I'm elected to hit 4-iron. It's going to get it well over the gully into the fairway. It's not the most aggressive way to play the hole, clearly, but I just don't see myself hitting driver or anything else off that tee at the moment. Middle of the fairway, 165 yards in, little downwind. This is a 9-iron. Good strike, but just pull it a little and it draws. It's going to finish just left of the green. It's not in a bad spot, but I'm not thrilled with that swing. See here, just in a bit of a collection area. We've got green to work with. This is my lob wedge. Just want to chip it onto the green and let it release down to the hole. And we almost hole that out to go 5 under through 10. But I'm able to walk up, take the flag out, tap this in to confirm my par. And as I'm asking my playing partners if they want the flag back in or not, the flag decides to take off. Had a little bit of a chuckle about that. I'll get the flag back on here eventually. There we go. Get the pin back in for my playing partners. And since I've finished the hole, I can take a minute or two just to catch my breath here. The 11th hole is a 418 yard par 4. This one doglegs a little bit to the right. I'm hitting 3-wood here, just a little bit back into the wind. That's a bit of an aggressive play, but I want to stay aggressive here. The swing has been feeling good. And that is a great strike, just slightly down the left side, but should be absolutely fine. Now, what I didn't account for is just how firm the golf course is playing, because this almost ended up going through into the hazard, but it is fine. I have 120 yards left here. This is my gap wedge. And and just kind of floated this one a little bit out to the right, and then the wind took it a little further right. Didn't check up, and it did release once it landed, so it ends up on the back right fringe. We've got a tricky, long, downhill, right to left putt here. Pace is everything here. All in all, pretty good effort, but as you can see, that continued a little further past the hole than we would have liked, but we should have a fairly straight uphill putt here for our par, about 5 feet. And that was a good putt, but somehow that turned back to the right as it went back up the hill, which did not make any sense to me. That is our first bogey on the day. That takes us to 3 under par through 11. We're still up top of the leaderboard. Let's keep our head down here. Just take this one shot at a time. Starting with this tee shot with my 4-iron on the 388-yard par 4 12th. Good swing there. Did turn it over a little bit. I was trying to turn it back into the wind, and it just kind of cut through the wind a little bit. It's fine. It'll be in the left rough. 145 yards left in here. This my pitching wedge on a bit of an upslope. Good strike. Again, slightly left of the flag, expecting the wind to kind of push it back. It does not. This is actually going to land kind of in the middle of the green and spin back off of the left edge, almost left front edge. So I've got a lot of work here. Going back up across the green, breaking from left to right. It's on a very good line, but it does stay about 4 feet short. So some work left to do here to avoid back-to-back bogeys. Put that in. That keeps us at 3 under par through 12. The 13th hole is another beautiful par 3. This one playing 182 yards today. Pin near the back of the green, slightly on the left-hand side. I'm hitting a 7-iron here. I'm trying to let the wind take this a little bit back from left to right. Unfortunately, that's another swing that ends up going a little bit left. I've developed a bit of a case to the lefts here since we made the turn onto the back nine. I've got to get that figured out in a hurry. That does kick back down the hill onto the fringe, but I have a very long putt here going up over a mound and breaking from left to right as it goes downhill afterwards. Again, difficult to judge the pace on this one. All in all, another very good effort from long distance. That leaves us about 4 feet here for our par, going slightly back up the hill and turning slightly from right to left. You can see that I was going to walk that in, and it stopped turning. And that is a pretty nasty lip out. That is another unfortunate bogey. That gets us back to 2 under par on the round. The 14th hole is a 526-yard par 5 that doglegs to the left. Now there's a bunker down the right side of the fairway, and the fairway left of it is quite narrow. There is hazard left, so you do have to thread the needle here. Now I'm trying to aim at the bunker and play a bit of a draw. There's another good hit. That was almost perfectly executed there. Ended up a little further left than I wanted to, but that is absolutely fine. We've left ourselves 207 yards in, a little bit downwind here. This is my 6-iron. The shot goes slightly uphill. It's a good strike, but another shot that goes a little bit left on us. There is not a lot of room over there, and with the pin on the left-hand side, I'm going to be a little bit short-sighted. This is going to be tricky up and down. You can see I'm hidden by the tree, but you can see I'm holding 2 clubs. I had pitching wedge and lob wedge. See that I dropped the lob wedge, as I figure I have to play a bit of a creative kind of bump and run into the slope short of the green and just let the ball release up the slope. and that was brilliantly executed. That shot was so much fun to play. Don't really want to have to do it again, but that was fun. About 1.5 feet here, left for birdie. Good bounce back there. That gets us back to 3 under par for the round. So we are tied for the lead at the moment with 4 holes to play, but there is a ton of golf left in this tournament. We are on the par 4 15th hole, 336 yards. I've decided to hit 4-iron and give myself a wedge in because hitting driver can get you in that bunker down the left, which leaves you with like a 60-yard bunker shot, which is really just no fun. Great swing there. Finally one that didn't go left. This leaves us 95 yards in here. This my sand wedge, feeling very good standing over this shot. Great strike, but another slight pull. And the proximity isn't going to be that bad, but I knew that if I missed this shot to the left, that the putt was going to be much more difficult than if I'd missed a little bit right. You're going to see here, this is quick downhill with a ton of left to right break. And as high as I played that out to the left, it still was not enough. It's a good par, but the poor wedge shot, or the slight pull with the wedge shot, I should say, really cost us a good look at birdie on that one. The 16th hole is a 399-yard par 4 that is quite challenging. There's a gully that goes right across the fairway, so you can't really hit much more than 4-iron here. I could maybe hit hybrid, but 4-iron to me is just the safer club. It's not going to go through, it's not going to go long. It's a good 4-iron down the right side of the fairway here. That's going to shorten up the hole a little bit. You can't really shorten it up that much though. 180 yards left in here, pin kind of at the back of the green but in the middle. I felt like this was a little downwind, so I'm hitting 8-iron. Because I know that you do not want to go past this flag, and this was a good strike right at it and well short of the pin. Misjudged the wind there completely. I've got a long look here for birdie going back up the hill. It's another good effort from distance. Left myself about 3 feet coming back down the hill, and I saw that turning from right to left as it went past the hole, which means that this one should turn a little bit left to right as it goes back down towards the hole. And it does not. Dead straight. Started on the left edge, hit the left edge. That is another 3-putt. These tricky Grand Mare greens have really gotten the best of us on the second 9 here today. The 17th hole is another really good par 3. Today playing 188 yards, pinned slightly at the front of the green. Now I originally had 6-iron out, but there was so much wind into that I went back and decided to hit a soft 5-iron. And that's my favorite swing of the day right there. Great contact, the flight I was looking for. We've left ourselves a fairly makeable birdie putt considering how tough this hole plays. This going uphill, turning from right to left. And that is sitting on the back edge of the hole. And somehow gravity did not pull that into the hole. And to see that I'm going to take my time, I'm going to give it the 10 seconds, I'm going to put my shadow over it, I'm going to get my shadow out of the way. I don't know if that actually does anything, but might as well try it. Figure the ball isn't moving, it's been 10 seconds, so I go ahead and tap it in. It is a good par, but my lord, that birdie would have been phenomenal. The 18th hole is a great finishing hole. It is a 480-yard par 4 that goes well downhill off the tee and doglegs hard to the left. It's quite a challenging tee shot. I'm trying to hit a bit of a draw here around the corner. That was played very nicely. Now, if you hit it straight on that line, you're going to go right through the fairway. That draw is going to kick a little bit left and bound down the fairway. Gives me 172 yards left to a front left flag, wind hard off the right here. So I'm starting this way out to the right. And the wind just grabs this and says, thank you very much, we are going to go to the left bunker. I didn't think I could aim any further right than I had. We've got work to do here to finish up this round. We're pin high, we're on a bit of a downslope in the bunker. The good news is that this goes back into the wind and slightly uphill once it gets on the green. So just pop it out, let the momentum take it back to the hole. Land that short, let it release on. Finishes a little bit short of the hole, but it's not a bad shot. We do have about 5 feet here left for par and a round of 2 under par 68. And we're able to convert the par putt, sand save on 18, to keep the positive vibes going here. That definitely helped kind of save the end of the round, if you will. Bogey on 18 would have been a bit of a sour finish. So as we are assigning our scorecards in the scoring tent, you can see that I'm currently in a 3-way tie for the lead, but the 2 other players are still on the golf course. It will be a little while before we know exactly where we're going to be sitting heading into the second and final round. All right, guys, first round just wrapped. Obviously, there was a bunch of groups on the course behind me. I stuck around for a while, took it easy, and worked on some chipping and putting. And anyways, long story short, the end of the first round, we are solo second, 1 shot back. So final group tomorrow. And yeah, a lot to like about today. Had a bit of a stretch on the back 9 where I just like got a little out of rhythm, a little out of sequence, started hitting these pulls. Other than that though, overall ball striking, pretty solid. Still work to do, but it's getting there. Putter on the back 9 let me down big time. So let's hope to make some more putts tomorrow. All right, guys, hope you're enjoying this video. If you're new to the channel or you've been around for a little while and you haven't yet, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, leave us a like on the video, leave me a comment, any questions, feedback, whatever you want in the comment section down below. All of these interactions with the channel really help us reach a broader audience and help the channel continue to grow. Now, I've had a bunch of people reach out to me and say that the videos where there's 2 rounds that get up to like, you know, hour and 10 minutes or so just don't really work for them. It's a little bit too long. People prefer the, you know, 35 to 40-minute videos. So that being said, I'm going to be posting the second and final round as a separate video, which will be live on the channel next week. So if you want to see what happens in the final round, playing in the final group, starting the day 1 shot back, make sure you come back next week and check that out. Can I add another trophy to the collection behind me here? Make sure you're tuned in next Monday. That's going to be a wrap for this video. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, I'll be back again next week with another video. Cheers, guys.